Okay, so now we have our ajin or our dough to make our pocket bread, thin pita pocket. This is the 2 pounds of ajin or bread dough, and then you can use about 1/3 of a cup of flour to work with on your surface. You're gonna preheat your oven to 500 degrees, so I'm gonna get that started. I wanted to show you. This is hot, so I'm hoping to show you. I use a cast iron pan, like a pizza pan, on my top rack in the center. And I oiled that. I've cleaned the pan and oiled it or seasoned it. The one thing that you do want to do is as you're making the dough, you want to work with a little bit of flour on your surface. I like using this large wooden tray, or I don't know the terms right now. So see how great that looks. Okay, so I will actually probably be rolling this off, but kind of want to make it like look like a loaf of bread. That's how I kind of roll it out evenly. I'd say 16 to 14 inches long. And then I cut it in half. And that should be about 1 pound each on each side. So about 2 pounds total. Could be more or less depending on what you did with your ingredients. I take a knife and I cut that in half. And as I'm working with my doughs, this half I will put back in my other bowl that I was working in, and I'll cover it with plastic again so that this does not dry out. So I just use the same plastic as I had on there just to keep it from getting dried out. And I'll even put the tea towel back on it. So this is your tea towel. It's a thin towel used for tea or bread. It could be called a bread towel too. It lets a little bit of air in, but not too much. And then, so with the other half, you want to roll that back out. Another tip for you, if you don't already know, if you start seeing, we're good here, but if you start seeing a lot of little red dots, your yeast is probably bad. That only lasts a certain amount of time. And so if you're buying bulk yeast, you need to be using that right away. Otherwise, if you're not going to make much in yeast, you should just get those little packets so that you're only opening one at a time. It's about 10 inches long, and then you want to cut those into, I usually do 4 pieces. And you can do them smaller too if you'd like. I should say there are 8 pieces if I did the whole batch. So they look like this. Let me see if I can, my finger is about the size of my finger and thumb. And then what I do is I fold the corners into the center, and this kind of helps create a little more of a pocket. So I make sure that they're, kind of cornered in there. I hope I did that okay in the your video. And then what I do is I kind of roll it into a ball. And those are kind of a ball here. And then rest for 10 to 15 minutes like that. So again, I'm folding that to the center, this one to the center, that to the center, that to the center. So the back side actually looks like a mess, but it's creating an air pocket. And then I roll it again in a ball. And I'm doing that with all of them. I have one more over here. And I'll do the back side this time so you can see. Folding it to the center, folding it to the center, folding that, kind of like, I guess like a diaper. Folding that to the center, stuffing it together, turning it, rolling it in a ball. And then rolling those, stuffing those together, rolling it into a ball. And as these ones are waiting about 15 minutes to, I will actually put a plastic sheet over them. And they will expand a little, so you don't want them sitting on top of each other. So you can put a little plastic bag on top. Wait about 15 minutes to let them rest, and then we'll work with them from there. This is coming from a Lebanese cookbook. It's amazing. It's Julie Tabouli Lebanese Kitchen. And this one is the thin pocket bread. All right, so I have removed the other doughs and set them aside in plastic so that they do not dry out. It's been about 15 minutes of them sitting still. So I'm just gonna reflour this so that it doesn't stick. Traditionally, you would use a long roller so that you're not over rolling your bread. But I'm using a wooden roller here. But typically it actually, the one you would use would probably be about this size, and it's pretty long stick. But I just softly press, so I'm not pressing too hard. The longer roll will help prevent you from overstretching your bread. But yeah, so let me roll this out for you, and you'll be able to see. And you want it to be about 1/4 of an inch thick. And then about, let me see, about 9 inches in diameter. But I don't really make mine that long. I'll show you. In hair school, we learned that typically, sorry for my ugly thumb, your thumb is usually about 2 inches, an inch to that crease. So 1 inch here, 1 inch here. So this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, well, a little less than 8 inches, but about 7 inches I made it. And then, so I didn't really do 9. And then I don't know if you can see like the thickness. So that's about 1/4 of an inch. So this is ready to go in the oven at this right here. So I will put it in there for 5 minutes. Set a timer because I get distracted very easily. Your oven is at 500 degrees. 5 minutes to bake. Show you what it looks like. You will get flatbread or pita bread like that. It's okay that it's, hopefully you can see that it's raised up. It's hot, so I'm gonna try to lift it for you. So you can see that it seems hard, but what we are going to do, that just came out of the dishwasher, but you can put it in a plastic or really any bowl and then put a tea towel over it or plastic wrap because you want to keep the moisture inside. But you don't want it too tight because you don't want the moisture to cause mold. So, and then you usually eat it right away. If you're going to give it to somebody, let the air out a little bit. And as you're making them, you could actually put the bread on top and you'll be able to see the air puff out. Right now it's too hard, but it softens up, if that makes any sense. So we're covering that. I'm just showing you with plastic wrap so you can see that it's covered. I put a tea towel over the top of it, and then that keeps that moisture in, or you can put it in a bread basket with a towel over it. And then they're ready to be served and eaten right away. They will not stay good for probably only about 3 days if you put it in a Tupperware after it cools off. I'd say 3 days is the best. Otherwise, because there's no preservatives, you're not gonna see you'll get mold fast. So I'd say 3 days is the most. You can freeze them, but they still don't taste as good as they do when they're fresh. So hopefully that's helpful for you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye.